From day one, we have been covering global topics, starting from gender discrimination in Hollywood, religious discrimination all around the world, market manipulation to sell things and unreal promises, psychological and emotional illness, social media addictions, Russia-Ukraine war, religious warfare, hate speech against Muslims, reframing and training your mind to see positive side of life, China-Taiwan conflict, and most recently, truth about why we love vlogging and why vloggers make vlogs. We think it's time to look around and raise our voice for local issues we are facing here in Pakistan. Political unrest, which politicians name as struggle, are normally associated with certain words: dark money, corruption, overpower, desperate for taxes, constantly hunting down resources, arrogant beyond belief, oblivious to its own hypocrisy, and unconcerned of the need to maintain the respect of the opponents, even other nations, military might, and many more. But we are not going to talk about that in this video. The topic of our video is lack of education, abuse, health conditions, early and forced marriages of women in Pakistan. 70% of Pakistan population lives in rural areas facing lack of facilities and exposure to educational environment. Some critics try to justify the current behavioral abuse stemming out of literacy, and I, and many like me, believe this is just an excuse to continue exploitation. I am a Pakistani living in this country my whole life and have never seen such an abuse in my closest circles. Is that because we are educated? What makes a human human, not behaving like animals? Well, actually, animals never make you lick shoes, as seen recently in Faisalabad. Sheikh Usman is being arrested. But we know the justice is the bitches of riches in Pakistan. Do you remember Noor Muqaddam? Her murderer sentenced to death. Despite public pressure, he is not being hanged. He is given time so that the media and fools like us forget, and he gets declared as a psycho patient. Because his parents are from the same category as Sheikh Usman, the so-called elites. Uzma Khan, an actor and model, was physically and verbally abused by two women, the daughters of Malik Riaz. Do you know him? He is one of the most famous real estate tycoons in Pakistan. Can Sheikh Usman abuse Malik Riaz's daughters like he did with this girl in Faisalabad? Are these people really educated? At least they show they are, traveling in expensive vehicles, wearing branded clothes and shoes, dining at the finest places. This is the elite of Pakistan, worse than animals. They don't fear law because there are exemptions, and they perfectly know that law in Pakistan is different for the rich and common men. According to the global survey, India is the worst country in Asia for women to live. But I am ashamed to say that we Pakistani also hide behind this bogus word illiteracy. And despite living in Islamic Republic of Pakistan, both men and women forgot the very basics of their religious teachings. Public harassment is a very common thing for Pakistani men, and exposing womanly charms in public is considered boldness and style statement by my Pakistani daughters and sisters. Early marriages are also a top-line issue in Pakistan. The effects of this issue are very enduring on the grounds that it prompts a large set of issues in their future life. Among its unfriendly effects, hindrance on their schooling is quick one. It causes them to draw into functional familiar family without acceptable mental development. In this way, these immature girls are squeezed under difficulties of a troublesome period of life before they are reasonably ready for it. Another unfavorable impact comes to pass upon their physical well-being. They are powerless against different unexpected problems and experience the ill effects of serious well-being issues. The early relationships are made upon different social and financial grounds. A portion of these reasons are trade relationships, exchange marriages, which we call Vatasata, reward through young lady Vani, cash for young lady Vilvar. When these girls are pushed into these marriages just because their elders want them to be, their right to schooling is clearly denied, and as a result of early exposure to intimate living, their physical well-being and actual prosperity is severely impacted. It's been recorded that 50% of marriages in Pakistan are of those girls who are under 18 at the time of their marriage. In many cases, age of the actually underage bride is shown higher in the marriage documents. UNICEF reports from small sample surveys also reveal that 70% girls are married before their 16th birthday. Many are married away even earlier before they complete 13 years of age. Early marriage is associated with early motherhood. A survey by the Population Council Pakistan highlighted that 35% of women in this country have given birth to their first child at the age of 18. This ratio is 69 for a 19-year-old female. The girl's right to choose a partner is also something of a taboo. Only 4% of girls under the age of 19 can express their opinion and choose to marry happily. A common trend in families is to marry off their sons and daughters like same family, or what we called Biradari system. So more than 70% of girls are married to a close or distant relative. Those who get married at a young age are forced to quit school. Their capacity to learn and acquire the abilities required for living a healthy and fulfilling life is destroyed. Women's education should focus more on helping them raise better generations than necessarily helping them find employment. Children can develop a culture of morality and honesty, all thanks to the educated mothers. Islam does not encourage early marriage, but it does encourage the timely marriage of sons and daughters. It also underlines that there must be mutual consent for a marriage to take place. It does not support forcing daughters or sons into marriage. Islam commands parents to respect daughters equally to sons. It forbids giving sons any kind of preference over daughters. Therefore, anything that prevents a lady from moving further in life is prohibited and forbidden under Islamic law. Girls are given the same freedom of choice and consent in marriage as men are, similar to how men and women both have the right to education. Everything that prevents the delivery of girls' rights is disallowed in Islam. In addition to medical drawbacks, early weddings result in a permanent loss of education, which has a long-term negative impact on the couple's outlook. They lack the capacity to act honorably, think critically, or work hard while enjoying the life. Both girls and boys who marry young cannot finish their schooling. As a result, those with poor levels of education struggle with a variety of disabilities and more insufficiencies to their offspring. Widespread public awareness, encouragement of continuing education, and promotion of good health can serve as a facilitator for achieving the final goals. This country has to understand that early marriage of girls is not a solution to any problem. Rather, it's a huge problem in itself, which causes the generations to suffer for the rest of their lives.